These are the main things that I find come up a lot. We get colic, tummy upset. So there's several things we can do for that. And some of them include using peppermint oil. People feel very concerned about peppermint oil. It is one of the ones I told you to avoid. So if you are nervous, it's okay. Avoid it altogether, or you can put a little bit under their feet. So it's not even coming anywhere near their face or nose or like respiration whatsoever, okay? But another one you could do is 1 drop of Diagers. So you see this 10 ml roller, 1 drop of Diagers in this, in a 10 ml bottle, and you want to roll it. And if your baby is still super little, I'm talking 0 to 3-4 months, do it on their back and put it under their feet. Here is the password. It's HelloBook V2 because it's the version 2. So easy for you guys to remember, okay? For the password for the lookbook. Anyway, back to colic. Another one that you can do is copaiba or frankincense, 1 drop to 1 tablespoon of carrier. So feel free to put in clean hands 1 of those drops of either frankincense or copaiba and 1 tablespoon of like coconut oil, and that you can absolutely rub on their belly. All right, and do it clockwise in a like a massage motion. Teething comes up all the time. So teething, copaiba, that is going to be the oil for teething, and you can use it neat on your baby's gums. Yes, I said the word neat and baby in one sentence. Oh my gosh. But basically, it's so mild that you can put copaiba neat on their gums. Okay, you can try it yourself. And copaiba is amazing for us for any mouth stuff, ulcers, whatever, all things that are uncomfortable, mouth pain, etc. Use copaiba. Okay, nappy rash. Please avoid things like talc and mineral oil. They're not going to be helpful. So I don't know if I don't want to get into the whole thing about a company, big company that got sued for causing ovarian cancer. But anyway, that was because of talc. So instead, a beautiful alternative, make it yourself, so easy. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 5 drops of lavender, or if you are awesome and have rose essential oil, you can also use rose. It's fantastic. Rose is also all things for the skin. So if you have lavender though, just use your lavender, 5 drops of that, and sift it together. Copaiba, sorry, I'm getting a question. Yes, it helps with wisdom teeth inflammation. Absolutely, and you can use that neat. Also, you can use copaiba. We often say copaiba is like a lot of the times has to do with pain or discomfort. And the interesting thing is that it's such a mild oil, meaning when we smell it and even taste it, because it's safe for ingestion, it's very mild. The same as lavender is very mild, but it works like a powerhouse. It's amazing. So it's fantastic for wisdom teeth, for pain and inflammation. Another one for wisdom teeth is Valor. So you want to put Valor on the outside, on the jaw over here. Copaiba for tooth sensitivity too, yes, really good for that as well. So any kind of nerve stuff and mouth stuff, Copaiba is your go-to. All right, back to babies. Lots of crying, you know, sometimes there's like that inconsolable crying, and you think to yourself, I've gone through all the things, guys. I used to make myself nuts because I remember reading that a hair could be stuck and wrapped around their baby toe and in a sock, and you don't know, and it's like constricting blood. So I would go mental when I'm like, I know that my kids follow a really good age-appropriate routine and they shouldn't be screaming their head off right now, but yes, there's still the witching hour and that just happens. It was at those times that my husband would hand back my baby after I'd gone to shower and said, and this is the last. We are not having any more children. It was then. And at those times, how badly I wish that I had Joy and lavender. So that's what they recommend. And here's how they recommend you use it. 1 drop in the palm of your hands, rub it together like this, and hold it by the baby's face. Just do like a woo, calm down, my little one, calm. So no touching, no diffuser, no putting it on them. Another really good idea that we do oftentimes when it comes to babies and super little infants having colic or crying inconsolably, we put the oil on ourselves, put the oil on us, on our chest, the mom or the dad, and then just hold the baby. So put it on with some carrier oil and hold your baby, and they will absolutely get the benefit. They will smell it. It will be in the right amount of dilution. Okay, diarrhea or any kind of tummy upset. So I really do love, Jenny, I'll come back to your question. So for all things colic and tummy stuff, the main oils are going to be peppermint if they're a little bit older, or otherwise use under their feet, like I said. If we have diarrhea, you actually want to take Dajaz and you want to roll it anti-clockwise. So when you think of tummy stuff, I want you to imagine that it's like the top of a tap, a faucet, okay? So if I want things to flow, I'm going to like demonstrate for you guys. Here is my belly, and I want poop to come. I'm constipated. I'm going to take the roller and I'm actually going to roll it clockwise. I'm going in the direction of get that poop out. If there's too much poop and we have diarrhea, I want to go anti-clockwise. I'm basically saying, hold up, turn on the brakes. I don't want to be pooping so much, so I go anti-clockwise. It's a fun little tip, and I highly recommend you try this. And yes, it works the same for adults. Here's another amazing tip with constipation in toddlers or potty training kids, also with holding. You put 1 to 2 drops of peppermint oil in the toilet bowl. Sounds absurd. This works like a charm, and for adults too. So if you're sitting and you're struggling to poop, 2 little tips. I also love tips outside of oils too. 1, we should actually lift our feet up. I don't know how many of you know, but the squatting position is the best position for healthy pooping. So if you don't have a step stool, in this country we have the squatty potty. You literally can buy this product at Costco. It's like a step stool that fits around the toilet and you put your feet up. So any of us, even adults, you should be pulling like a step stool or something to lift your feet up and be in a squat position. And same thing, especially little ones learning to potty train. So again, any kind of constipation, put a drop or 2 of peppermint in the toilet bowl. If they're already sitting on the toilet and struggling, just hop them off, drop the peppermint, put them back on the toilet. Okay, it works. It's amazing. It smells good too, which is quite nice. Okay. So, Ginny, you asked me about joy and lavender for older kids having a temper tantrum. Yes, I love that too. With them, we can actually make them. We call this our happy roller. And I love joy and orange are such a great combo, which we use as an antidepressant for adults. I can say to you that I do know people who were able to wean themselves off of antidepressants just by using joy essential oil. So we like to make a roller. For an adult in a 10 ml roller, I recommend you put about 15 drops of joy. 10 is also fine in the beginning. And then you can add 5 to 8 drops of orange. And with that roller for adults, it's also fantastic to use for postpartum. A lot of us have postpartum and don't even realize we have it sometimes. So you want to use this on your wrists when we're using the joy. We use it on our wrists and behind ears and over our heart. That's where we want to use the uplifting antidepressant. Temper tantrum oil, I really love white angelica in kids. Love that oil. That oil is amazing for temper tantrums. We even call it like the temper tamer. So I love that one for them. And also white angelica to prevent nightmares is so good in the diffuser. So if you have a little one who keeps waking up and telling you, I'm having nightmares, I'm dreaming of da-da-da-da. Firstly, limit their exposure. Be aware of what they're watching in the day. You know, a 2.5-year-old's imagination is like through the roof. So when you're thinking, oh, what an innocent little story about the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf, that 2.5-year-old's like, oh my God, there is a wolf out there that exists and I could lose my home tonight. Do you know what I mean? So you need to know that their imagination is like completely through the roof. And so definitely be mindful of what you're reading them, because they do not know how to discern from fiction and nonfiction. For them, it's all real. So be mindful of that. But then also white angelica is going to be the oil to help. Also, if you feel like there's like bad energy or bad juju, or, you know, just use white angelica. It really clears the air. Okay, so other ones real quick. Congestion, cedarwood. 2 drops of cedarwood in about a tablespoon of carrier oil is really helpful for congestion in little ones. And coughing, lemon oil. Try 1 drop for a baby. So a lot of people say, well, how can I use the oils aromatically? Can I put a diffuser in a baby's room? Yes, absolutely. In the beginning, I just want you to put that diffuser on the opposite side of where they sleep, so it doesn't go so close to them. And 1 to 2 drops is all you need. Lavender is a great place to start. It's brilliant for sleep. other oils in our kit that are going to be great for them. So I'm going to go through some of the oils and how I like to use them. You guys are still having some hot summer nights. Citronella for the bug bites, okay? A lot of ingredients in bug repellents or insect repellents are very toxic and very harmful. Make your own. This is another way to use our spray bottle. So you can put 10 drops of citronella, and you can actually put 3 drops of eucalyptus or peppermint, either one. Fill it with, you know, the water and add a little bit of that witch hazel or the alcohol, and you can spray this on your kids before they go to sleep, and or put some citronella in the diffuser. Insects do not like citronella. So if it's a baby, you know, 1 drop of that, because we don't want to bother their breathing. But that is much healthier than any kind of pad or whatever other thing you might be doing. Coil. I mean, there's so many things that South Africans use as bug repellents, but they're not really best for us. Okay, thieves essential oil. There is such a great page that I want to show you really quickly on in our book. Let me just minimize the screen for a second. So I believe it was here. Nope, it's before. I'm sorry. Okay, thieves, I love this page. So please go through this book after we chat and screenshot these and save it for yourself. Here are some amazing ideas to stay healthy all year long. So be well, throat, sinus, all of these things, as well as the 5 top immune boosting tips using thieves essential oil. So this is on page 4849. Save it, screenshot it, get very used to this, how to use thieves. It's brilliant. So for us in our house, what I'm doing is I'm making an immunity roller like this. And when we make rollers, we are putting, again, we're doing the same kind of idea that I did with the spray bottle. So I just put the bottle down on a table first, and then I add the essential oils. And my favorite combination, the 2 oils that you must put in this, are going to be thieves and purification. If I'm making a child between the ages of like 2 to 8, if I'm doing a roller for them, I'm putting about 8 drops of thieves and 5 drops of purification, and I'm filling that with carrier oil. If I'm doing it for a younger child, so if they're like 18 months or 16 months, I was comfortable and okay to use this for my children because I did it under their feet. Okay, again, if it doesn't feel right for you, that's okay. You can refrain from using it. But then I recommend that you're doing like 4 to 5 drops of thieves and like 3 drops of purification is fine in a 10 ml roller. And then again, you're rolling this under their feet. My kids know so well, this is such a part of our routine now. So we do this every night after the bath, before bed. But in summer, I often reverse that and I do it before running out the house. So the reason I do it just before bed is because we're putting socks on at night now. It's still kind of cold here. So, but in summer, they know it's right by where I keep shoes. And they just swap their feet, put on their shoes, and run out for the day. And we don't get sick, which is amazing. So that is how I love to use the immunity roller for kids. Ear infections, purification, any kind of infection. So when you think infection, think purification. Here's how we use this. We never drop oils into our ear. Please don't do that. Don't put oils in any orifices. So purification, 1 little drop in the palm of your hand. If it's for a little one, you need to dilute that again. If it's super young and little, it's 1 to 30. So 1 drop, remember, to about a tablespoon or 2 of carrier oil. Mix it up, and you're going to put it on the outside of the ear. You see my flappy Dumbo ear? So think about, I'm going to put it on the part that flaps, not on the inside or anywhere. So it's going on the outside cartilage, and then I often feel that the lymph nodes are also quite compromised. So I will rub some, and I will try and go in a downward motion to drain that lymph with the rest of that purification and everything that I have on my hands, okay? If you, as in me and you adults, have a sore throat, 1 drop of purification neat, meaning undiluted, is fine on the outside. This oil is not safe for ingestion. We don't consume this oil. So we put it on the outside of our throat. It is photosensitive. Don't do this and then go sit at the pool watching your kids swim and wonder why your neck is feeling boiling hot. It's photosensitive. So if you are having a sore throat and you plan on going to the beach or the pool, you need to put sunscreen and you need to stay out of the sun. Or we use it at night, okay? So that's purification, which I love for any kind of potential infection. By the way, amazing for UTIs too. So UTI, we would put it neat for us the second we feel like we're getting one. 1 drop of purification, 1 drop of lemon over our lower abdomen bladder area. I've also heard people do the same with cedarwood. So that's a really good one. But back to the babies and the children, I think I've covered a lot. Oh, another one happens to be pink eye. It also comes up a lot. Pink eye, just lavender. Again, we don't drop the oil in our eye. Don't do that. But I do want to say that if oils by mistake go in the eye or go on the face or go somewhere and your child is like, oh, it's burning, you do not want to use soap and water in an attempt to wash it out. Instead, carrier oil is what's going to wash out or dilute that oil. So one day, my little one, which was my mistake because I left my thieves by the diffuser, and she went to the back part of the couch, reached up, picked up the thieves, and she knows she loves to smell the oils, you know, so she went, smelt it, and it touched her upper lip here. The next thing I see her go like, ah! And like kind of start crying. So I knew, and I ran to get coconut oil and just put a whole slather of coconut oil, and she was fine, calmed, all good, diluted it out. So carrier oil will dilute an essential oil out for safety reasons too. So back to pink eye, 1 drop of lavender if it's in an adult or a kid that is 8 years and older. Lavender neat, just 1 drop of lavender, palm of your hand, use your pinky, and you're going to go on your eye socket. Think of a skull. You know a skull? There's no eyeball in a skull. So we're not going near the eyeball. We're going around the eye socket, okay? On a little one, we are doing the same thing, but we're diluting it with coconut oil. And by the way, coconut oil is definitely the best for this purpose. And you can actually put it around that eye as well with them. So that is a good one for pink eye. Okay, I've pretty much covered most of the ones I wanted to tell you guys today. I know there's so many things. There are so many things, and I wish I could talk to you for another 3 hours on this, but we already passed the hour mark, so thank you guys for joining me. I will feel free to now unmute yourselves. I'm going to hang out for 5 minutes more for any questions that you guys may have, to just feel free to ask so we can all learn from each other. I'm going to scroll up while feel free, unmute yourself as you wish, and I will just read through any other questions that I was asked. When we make things with carrier oil, the shelf life becomes 2 years. So we know that our essential oils actually don't expire at all, even though in South Africa, they made us put an expiration date, which is so frustrating because they do not expire. But they made us do that because there's labeling laws in South Africa, and they state that every single thing that is put out there needs to have an expiration date. And the maximum time, I believe, is 2 years. That's what they said. But it's actually not really true. So our essential oils do not expire at all. So you keep them in a cool, dark place. But if I'm making something like this diaper rash cream, like I told you guys, which I actually made this probably 3 years ago, this is expired now. And I can actually smell that it doesn't smell, it just doesn't smell great. It doesn't smell bad. But I wouldn't use this because coconut oils and any of these carrier oils, generally, once we make products, 2 years. And then we want to remake or redo. But the cool thing is you can just dump it out and just reuse your glass bottles. So you're not wasting. Okay, so I'm going to start reading some comments. And if you can also tap and message me privately if you're nervous, to unmute yourself and just talk. But I will definitely just answer your question and not say your name if you want. I'm just going to answer the question. But Charmaine, did you have a question? I saw you unmute yourself. Feel free to ask. Yes, talk. I'm listening.
Jade, could you just repeat what oil you used for pink eye, please? I got distracted by lice.
No worries. You got distracted by lice? There's oils for lice.
Yeah.
It's lavender, just lavender.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah. And then I got a question to repeat the oils that we want to avoid. I actually have just typed it out, but I'll say it as well. Peppermint, eucalyptus, basil, juniper, hyssop, and wintergreen, which I did not spell correctly, but it's wintergreen. So those ones we want to avoid. Peppermint and eucalyptus could cause respiratory distress in little ones. You also want to be very careful if a child or a baby has a history of epilepsy or any kind of respiratory distress. You want to take things very slow and carefully with them, if not avoid them altogether. So yeah, you do want to be mindful of that, and you definitely want to tell other people that if you're teaching about it. Gosh, oils for deworming. Ginny, you love to ask me the real tricky ones. This is an interesting one with the deworming. I actually do love the Digest. That is going to be the best oil, but there are other things. And can I tell you what I read about and what I have personally done is, it's not oil-based, but it's actually taking, it's going to sound nuts, but I promise these things work. A clove of garlic, and you add coconut oil, and obviously depending on the age of the kid, or you know, if they're super little, just cut a small piece of it, and you put coconut oil around it, and you suppository that garlic up their bum and put it at night, especially things like pinworms. It will kill that pinworm, and you're done, and your kid won't like complain of an itchy bum. So a lot of the time, like pinworms, that's going to be the first symptom. Is pinworms are active at night. Oh God, they're awful freaking things. I still don't know if that's what we had, but I do know that my one daughter woke up 2 nights in a row and said my bum's itchy, and was like so irritated, and I was doing all the things. I mean, I literally took like a cotton bud for her even and tried to like clean in there and like scratch it on the inside because she said it was so irritating. And then I did a ton of research on this and literally I actually put like a drop of lavender with quite a bit of coconut oil, and then I put that garlic clove in it. And for her, I like chopped it in half. She's 7, and put that in her bum like a suppository. No issues, no problem, gone. Never heard another complaint again. So that's what we did. If that helps, Jen. And then also you need to, you know, gut health. People forget about gut health. And so Digest for gut health is amazing. And also probiotics. Our kids should really be on probiotics. And also, you know, like sometimes things to me are very obvious, but I see that it's not obvious to most. For example, little things like, you know, when a child is over 1, I don't love to give milk and lots of fluids and liquids before bed. I actually just stop all of the milk. I don't do milk after that. There's no formula, and there's no, I personally, extended breastfeeding is a different thing, but I am into stopping fluids. Like if they're having a bedwetting issue and they keep wetting the bed, and now I'm talking about 3-year-olds plus, right, that are potty trained and out of nappies. So take fluids away 2 hours before bed. Don't be giving them carbonated drinks. I don't understand how certain things are even made and legal in countries like Coca-Cola, Sparletta cream soda, all of these things. And what makes me freak out even more is seeing 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds drinking this stuff. That is just like a sugar bomb poison right there. So, but anyway, not to have judgment, because I was that kid that loved that bloody Sparletta, whatever the hell it is, that red juice. Oh my God, that was my best. But it's so unnecessary. Like kids don't need juice. They don't need it. And they don't need to have these things. Just water is fantastic. And juice is a treat and should really come from the fruits that you make it from, not like all the other crap inside it. Anyway, that is my little 2 cents worth. But yeah, there are some obvious things. But on the note of bedwetting, if you would like to know what oils to use that are super helpful, it's Melrose or Cypress. And Melrose, you can use neat over their bladder. Cypress, you do want to dilute and either make a roller. So it depends on the age of the kid, but cypress oil is going to be the one. And you could make a roller and roll that over their abdomen at night before bed. But no carbonated beverages. It's completely taxing on the kidneys and does a whole host of problems. So it's really not going to help you. It's going to be the reason that they're having an issue. And yeah, stop all fluids 2 hours before bedtime. Any other questions, guys? I hope this was helpful. I see a bunch of people have popped off, which I totally understand. It's bedtime for you guys, and we said 1 hour. But any other quick questions? No, we're good? Okay. Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope it was helpful and you learned a lot. So much love back to you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Sleep well. And we will do another one of these again soon. And I will start talking about the household cleaners and how to get your homes to be healthy homes that are non-toxic as well. So that's also really going to help with the overall picture. Thank you guys all so much. Have a good night. Bye, guys.